I'd like to introduce a gentleman who you've actually seen walk the walk every time he steps into the ring. So underestimate him at your peril. He's a two-time WBC champion, the Cobra, Froch.
Thank you, Eddie. I'm going to keep it brief, very brief actually. I think the time for talking is most definitely over. We'll do my talking in the ring on the 17th of December. It's a cliche, but trust me, I've had a great response from the British fans and the American fans as it goes. I've got hundreds, close to thousands actually, of people flying over from Nottingham, London, Birmingham, Manchester, Sheffield, where I train. They're just, they're taking me by surprise actually, because it's so close to Christmas. Economically it's difficult at the minute for people. And you know, they've dug deep twice as well, some of them, because the cancellation, the original date on the 29th of October. So, you know, it's hit people. So I want to say a big thank you to all my fans, big shout out to them. And I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed with what you see on Saturday night. I'm in the best shape of my life. It's as simple as that. I've been on the weight now for a couple of weeks. I'm feeling sharp, strong, confident. You know, physically and mentally, I couldn't be in better shape. There's a smile on my face because I know I'm ready, and I know Saturday night is going to be my night. And a lot of people know, people that are close to me know when I'm confident and when I'm in shape, when things have gone good, and things have gone very good. Big thank you to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sports. Big thank you, first and foremost actually, even though I've mentioned him second, Robert McCracken. You know, he's my trainer, my mentor. He just means everything to me in terms of boxing and bringing out the best in me, and you know, the whole journey that we've had together from start to finish. Without Robert McCracken, you know, this wouldn't be happening. Well, I certainly wouldn't be sat here anyway, that's for sure. So big thanks to Robert. He's a fantastic man. I can't sing his praises enough. You know, we've come all this way and we're both in the final, and we're here to win this tournament and win these belts. I'm defending my WBC title, and I'm aiming to put the WBA and the Super 6 trophy on my cabinet, along with all the other trophies. So yeah, big thanks to Showtime. They put the whole Super 6 together, and Sky Sports in stunning high definition is also showing the fight, and you know, the team are all fantastic, and the Fight Camp 360 team as well. You know, the guys that put the 360 together, not a lot of people in Britain have seen, but they've seen it this week. They're an absolute, real bunch of gentlemen, and they work very hard around the clock. They fly to England, they're coming to my house, so hopefully I've treated them well, and they've been looked after by Team Cobra. But they're a real sound bunch of men, and I just want to say thank you to all them guys on the Fight Camp 360 crew. It's been a wonderful journey, one in which I've enjoyed. I'm looking forward to capping it on Saturday night. So we'll pass it to the floor, because I'm sure you've got plenty of questions to ask one-to-one, so we'll cut to the chase, and thanks for coming. Cheers.
Thank you, Carl. Andre Ward, I truly know that when the American public catches hold of him, and it's constantly moving in that direction, every fight's a different level, that they see the public face of him, of his faith, of his clean life, his family life, loyalty, and then everything that I just said thrown inside the ring of a viciousness that I believe is second to none. It's been an honor to see him win the gold medal for America, and Saturday night it'll be an honor to see him raise that cup above his head. He's got his work cut out for him. We all have a lot of respect for Carl Froch, but the best is yet to come from Andre Ward. Please let me introduce your WBA Super Middleweight World Champion, Andre SOG Ward.
Thank you, everybody. I want to thank the assembled media, the fans that are here. You know, like it's been said, it's been a lot of talk, too much talk in my opinion, about the back and forth. This is my favorite time, when it's time to get down and show down. The fight is a few days away. I love to speak the loudest the night of the fight. I love big moments like this. I love big fights like this. Carl Froch is the self-proclaimed best fighter in England. I love it. I want to fight the best and I want to beat the best. Every single fight I'm in the best shape of my life. Every fight I push myself to the limit. And this fight has been no different. This is the finals of the Super 6, but every fight we take serious mentally and physically, and we put in the work, and we're extremely well prepared, and we're in a great place mentally and physically as well. You know, a lot of people keep talking to me about being the favorite. We're not the favorite. We're not the favorite. I still have that chip on my shoulder, and that's how I prepare, and that's how I prepare from day one, because for some reason there seems to be, from Froch's camp and even from some of the media, some questions about toughness, about physicality, and things like that, and it's almost like, you know, there's a sense that I'm hoping to come in and squeak by a victory. You don't squeak victories like this out, you take them. And that's what I'm prepared to do. He's made some references to my faith, disrespectfully. He said some things, physical, you don't have a punch, you don't have, I love it, man. I'm looking forward to this fight. This fight should be dubbed no excuses. Carl Froch beats me, there won't be no excuses. I beat Carl Froch, there should be no excuses. No judges, no referees, no nothing. And may the best man win come Saturday night.
Jimmy, I'm going to throw it back to you. I imagine we're going to do some Q&As.
Yeah, you guys are right. At this time, we do have a couple of microphones on the floor here. I want to remind you, we have a large number of viewers watching online, so this is a good chance to ask your questions. We'll have limited times for one-on-ones. The fighters have a busy schedule, so please be thinking of your questions now. Raise your hand and identify yourself and ask your questions. We have two microphones right here.
Hi, Jack Hirsch, Boxing News for Carl. Andre Ward was accused by Mikhail Kessler of using his head a lot. Is that a concern of yours?
Not really. I've got a head as well, you know. And we've got a referee in there to sort the job out. You know, it's been mentioned a few times. Maybe a bigger deal of it's been made because I've brought it up. It's obviously a concern in the sense that you don't want to be getting headbutted in the face or in the eyes because you can get cut. And if you get blood in the eye, it can be a very big hindrance. And that happened quite often in the Mikhail Kessler fight. And Ward was allowed to get away with that. So that's what's raised the concern. But personally, it's not something that I go to bed thinking about at night, and it's not a major concern because, like I say, the referee and the officials are totally aware of their job, what they need to do. And this is such a fight of such magnitude. You know, it's all going to be. It's not going to be fair and above board, I'm sure. And I'm looking forward to a great, clean fight.
Let me make a comment on that. Let me kind of piggyback off of this. I told some of the reporters earlier about this. See, they want to overcompensate and put it out there to the referee, look out for his head. I don't lead with my head. I'm a rugged fighter. When I fight inside, things happen. I don't have a malicious bone in my body. That's one fight that people try to tag me with being a dirty fighter. But go back and do your homework and look at the Andre Durrell fight. Look at the rabbit punches. Look at the way he threw Durrell down. Look at that fight and listen to the commentary. Listen to the commentary where they basically said, well, Carl Froch's probably going to have to get a point taken to make him stop doing what he's doing. So if we're going to tag me off of one fight, let's be fair and do the same with him. Just like he has concerns, we got concerns too. This man is online talking about how he's going to spear me with his elbow if I come in with my head. If that's not dirty, I don't know what is. I can put my head on anybody's chest in a boxing match. That's part of boxing. But if we're going to tag me with one fight and define my career by one instance that happened, that may not be the last time that I'm involved in headbutts. It happens. This is the physical battle. This is the fight. Do the same thing with him.
If I can just say that with the Andre Durrell fight, all I was doing there was trying to make the fight. You know, I was in against a guy who was very negative. and you know he was on his back foot and he was almost running scared. So whatever I did with Durrell was in an attempt to make the fight happen, and I think I did a good job of that and gave the crowd and the television broadcasters some great entertainment without infringing any rules. And you know, the referee didn't deduct any points off me, deducted points off Durrell for holding. So you know, it sums it up, and I told you all you need to know.
Discussion.
This is Carl. Could you just tell us how you've grown as a fighter in and out of the ring during this whole tournament process?
This tournament's given me the opportunity to fight some of the very best fighters in the world, and you learn every single time you fight. You learn about your offense, you know, what your best punches are, your defense, how to avoid shots, and you know, I've evolved over the last 2 years. I feel physically fitter, mentally I've grown. If I could grow any more mentally, I'm so confident and you know, mentally strong and switched on. You'd think that'd be hard, but you can always add to what you've already got. I've definitely got an extra string to my bow with this tournament and with the level of fights I've had. I mean, I didn't get the decision against Mikel Kessler, but I grew as a fighter, and that brought me on, made me even more confident because of the outcome of that fight and then what I did to get that corrected. So, you know, I could talk for an hour about how much I've learned and what I've learned technically and mentally and physically, how I've grown into my physical peak performance, which I'm at the minute. I really do feel like I'm in my peak at 34 years old. I just feel so fit and strong. I can see why some of the triathletes peak mid to late 30s and even 40s, you know, aerobically, because I diarise everything I do, and I'm hitting and breaking targets at the minute, which is fantastic for my confidence. So it's coming on and building all the time. I think that answers your question, really.
Mark Chandler, BBC. Carl, will you be targeting Andre's cut, or is that something of a distraction?
I'll be trying to hit Andre Ward in the face very hard, very often. Will I be targeting the right eye or the left eye, whichever the cut is, if I'm totally honest? No, it's going to be too difficult to target a square inch on somebody's cranium. But you know, if it's there for the taking, then I'm gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm not banking on his cut opening up, I'm really not. I'd rather his cut not open up, because I don't want that to be a reason for why I win the contest. I want it to be a fair fight and a fight between two warriors who deserve to be in there. So to answer your question, no, I won't be targeting his cut, not at all. I think it'll be fully healed, which I hope it is, and he's fully fit and ready to go. Really.
Andre begs a question, are you fully healed from that cut?
Absolutely. If we weren't fully healed, we wouldn't be here. I think it'd be a disservice to my opponent, a disservice to this tournament to not come in 100%. You know, I doubt that Carl would want me in a fight with him not 100%. I don't think that'd be right. So that's the long answer, but absolutely. We've been through a full training camp, and it's not even a topic that has come up in camp. So absolutely.
This is for Carl. Did the postponement have any negative impact on your training?
No, the postponement, I mean, it's easy for me to say it did me a favour, what it did. I don't know if I mentioned before to the American press, but my coach, Rob McCracken, also has a huge responsibility in Britain for the Great Britain boxing team for the Olympic Games coming up in 2012. You know, he's a master in his art, and that's why he's got that job there. And he was actually away on a 2-week World Championship tournament in Azerbaijan right before the week I was going to fly out to New York for the date on the 29th of October. So, you know, I was without one. We'd worked around it. I was having a week off, and then I was back in the gym for a week with Rob before we flew out there. But the postponement actually did me a favour. The only thing I regret about the postponement was the fact that a lot of fans had booked flights, and you know, they got hit financially. But other than that, I'm if it's possible, I'm in better shape for December 17th than what I would have been for October 17th. So it's not been an issue, and it's no fault of Andre Ward's that, you know, he sustained a cut. He felt he had to pull out of the fight. It was a bad cut. He did the right thing. If that's what he needed to do, then he did the right thing for himself. So there's no problem with that. There's no needle. And like I say, to answer your question, December 17th has done me a little bit of a favour. So I'm happy about the postponement.
Hi, this is Mike Natalino from Mike's Night at the Fights. This question directed towards Andre Ward. Andre, I see that you're, I don't want to say out of character, but a little bit more agitated than I've seen you in prior to...
I call it, just call it firm.
Firm.
Just being.
Do you feel that this is going to take you out of character in the ring, of fighting a disciplined fight at all?
Absolutely not. I'm the way that I always am. I'm always like this. It's 2-3 days away from a big fight. But again, just like my fighting style, people will throw things out there. He's a nice guy, which I am. He's a family man, which I am. And they'll get caught up in some of the press that they read instead of really looking at me for who I am. I'm a warrior. But people only give you the warrior tag if you get, you know, cut every other fight, if you're in a fight of the year candidate every other fight. That's when you get. I'm a warrior, man, and I'm coming to win something. I'm coming to take something. So, and I've been away from my family for 2 months. So this is the purpose of training camp, to get you in this type of mode. So I'm far from being out of character.
Carl, good to see you again. Question for you. You're always outspoken, you always have a lot to say, makes it colorful. My question, are you trying to lure Andre into a fight with these tactics that you're using?
No, not at all. I'm just, like you say, I'm outspoken, but I speak the truth. I tell it how it is. I'm a straight shooter. So if anybody's got any questions for me to answer, they know they're going to get an honest answer from Carl Froch. So if people feel that I'm being a little brash and a bit harsh, or I'm trying to upset anybody, then that's for them to draw judgment. I'm just answering the questions honestly and precisely to the best of the information I'm given and what I see. You know, I think Andre Ward at the minute is having a fight with himself. It's got nothing to do with me.
Wish you both the best of luck on Saturday night.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Question for Andre first, and then Carl. Does the winner of this fight need to fight Lucien Boutet to be universally regarded as the best?
No, it's definitely not. I need to cut you up there, and I'm sorry to be ignorant to stop you in your tracks, but Lucien Boutet isn't in the mix. I know he's IBF champion, but the two names on his record are Brian McGee and Glencoff Johnson. That's it. He lost to a guy, he got knocked out by a guy called Lebrando Andrade in round 12 of his fight. He actually got KO'd. The referee picked him off the floor, washed his windshield 40 seconds later, and the bell was rung early, and he won that fight on points, but in my opinion he was knocked out. So, you know, Lucien needs to fight a couple of top level fighters before he can call himself the best of the best, or in the top 3 in the world, the top 2 in the world like myself and Andre Ward are. But obviously he's IBF champion, and that would make, you know, the winner of this tournament and the winner of these 2 glorious belts a natural progression to go to unify the division. So, you know, he may get his chance to get an absolute whooping, because that's what would happen, and you'll see that when it happens.
Yeah, I agree. You know, the winner of this fight, Lucien Boutet has to fight the winner to become the best. And that's just the bottom line. With the Ring Magazine belt and all the other belts on the line, no disrespect to Lucien Boutet, but he's fought, you know, B- C-level competition, and he's done what he was supposed to do. He got him out of there, but he's been almost preserving himself, just trying to wait for the winner of this tournament, while we've been putting in a lot of hard work. So, absolutely not. You know, we have nothing else to prove in terms of who's the best after this fight. He has to come to us. We don't have to go to him.
I have a question for Carl. This is Jerry Blick from Seconds Out. You like to say that you're going to, when you said this for all the fights, you're going to win by any means possible. That can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. What does that mean to you? You always say it.
Whatever I need to do to win on the night, I will do. That's what that means.
I know, but it's more specifically.
I don't know how I can be any more specific without talking tactics and different variations of, you know, whatever action comes at me, I'll have to react accordingly. So I could talk to you about if Andre Ward decides to box and move, what I'll do. If he decides to come forward and be aggressive, what I'll do. If he decides to do both, what I'll do. I'll do whatever I need to do to win the fight.
Doesn't mean responding kind to fouls?
You can draw from my comments exactly what you want, to write what you want and print what you want, but I'm just saying I will do anything and win by any means necessary. It starts and ends there, period.
Chris, we have a question in the back.
Well, question for Andre Ward. Andre, Michael Marley, Examiner.com. You're very open about your art religious beliefs, and the way you like Tim Tebow in that respect. Your nickname SOG, Son of God. You said that Mr. Froch was disrespectful to you regarding your religious beliefs. Could you flesh that out, explain that? And do you feel that he's mocked your, your enthusiastic religious beliefs?
Absolutely. I think it was some reference made to my nickname. If I'm not mistaken, something was said about me being ignorant for taking on that nickname. So yeah, absolutely, I take offense to that. My faith is not a crutch. It's my foundation. It's everything to me. And so when you hear something like that, yeah, absolutely, I take offense to that.
Carl, do you want to respond to that?
I think there's two subjects you should leave alone, and one of them is religion, so not really, no.
This is Uncle Chuck Nitty, Jim Hard Knocks. I'd just like to ask Mr. Ward, you've been known to make tough warriors look sort of like Girl Scouts up against the ropes and very comfortable. Do you have plans of doing that to Mr. Froch as well?
This is the bottom line. I don't get caught up in all the hoopla. I expect this to be, and I prepare for this to be, physically and mentally, the toughest fight of my career, period. And I expect it to be the toughest fight of his career. And anything less for me is a bonus. So neither his prior fights, neither of my prior fights mean anything. It's all about Saturday night. That's what it boils down to.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Chris, we've had a request that be the final question, unless